Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. I was just doing a read for my Patreons, so I had all my gear out, so I thought I'd do a secondary for you guys. And the first thing that came to my mind, so I was like, why not, is who is about to call, text, or contact you out of the blue? Is it a crush? Is it an ex? Is it a workmate? Family member? Who might it be, and what might their message be? And let's find out. Okay, I'm going to give you a 3-card choice. I'm going to actually pull them. I will pull them out of here because I like these. Okay. You know, it can be the image, it can be what it is in terms of the number, whatever you like. We have the 7 of Fire. I'm going to see if I can get all 7s, would be cool. 7 of Earth. Yeah, we do. Or 7 of Air. So it can be your sort of sign, whether you're an earth sign or a water or fire sign. I'm going to let you choose that way, and then we're going to see what some of the messages are and see who's about to contact you. Okay, so we're going to have 7 of fire, 7 of earth, 7 of air, and we are going to begin. I have the lighting a little crazy. I liked the way it was sparkling, so okay. These are just 3 messages too in terms of how sometimes to get in a good emotional space and deal with this. So I love this. This is cause and effect. Now this is interesting because cause and effect is about you're aware that the love you create with your thoughts is an agent for change and the foundation of your results. We know that, right? Say somebody says something to us and it sets us off a little bit. Now we have the ability to answer that in any way. We can do it compassionately and calmly, or we can do it irrationally and hyped up. And how do we see those results differing, right? So oftentimes I'll have to take a pause before I can react to one of my teenagers if they're getting a bit entitled on the monetary front, or me being their taxi driver, things like that. I'm always thinking about the effect of my words, because for every action there is definitely an equal and opposite reaction. You know, there's the law of physics in this physical dimension, you know, and the universal law of cause and effect. So circumstances we're living in at this exact moment are the direct results of the thoughts that you have created. Thoughts are real. They're made up of energy, color, density, and they're designed and propelled by our intention. So oftentimes when we're thinking about somebody, this crush, this person we work with, an ex, this energy is sort of propelled out into the universe. So they in turn then begin to think of us. It's very strange. You know, the universe in response is perfectly going to respond to the thought energy that we have created. If you desire a life full of love, happiness, and abundance, we have to be mindful of our thoughts, because you're the director of your destiny. Think of yourself as a magnet attracting to you what you send out. Okay, it's imperative that your thoughts be high vibration, because the energy of judgment and condemnation finds its way back to us. So since we sow what we reap, we have to make a daily practice to monitor our thoughts. So when we're thinking of this person, whether it's an ex, a family member, I'm always thinking in terms of forgiveness. If you know it's just somebody obnoxious at times, like an ex-coworker, but if it's somebody that you're interested in, and it's like you're already sending out this sort of beacon or sonar, make it really good. Like, what, I wonder what they're doing, you know? All right, let's see. I am going to, okay, education. I'm feeling like this is another student or a professor that is in your school, somebody you have gone to school with, someone you're currently going to school with, or somebody that is a teacher to you, or perhaps one of your students is going to reach out. Now I just want to pull some energy for this. 2 of Cups. Yeah, see, this particular person in this group, they have a crush on you for sure. And I'm feeling with the Hermit that they've been shy about it and kind of hidden off, but they really have, you know, this Queen of Cups energy, which is they have an attraction to you. So definitely a classmate. I feel like this has something that is around school, and or it can be somebody in your work sphere, like in your office, or somebody that you work with. I'm getting also I'm getting a funny scenario of somebody that you just met recently out, I don't know, at a club, a bar, some event where somebody took your number and you had yet to hear from them, that this weekend at some point you will. Because I'm feeling that it was like a quick connection of this is so-and-so, you hit it off, but you had to be elsewhere or go somewhere. So the conversation might have been about school, education, something like that. But this is definitely people around your higher learning your higher learning thing but yeah, I definitely am hearing teachers, other students. And when I said call or text or contact, that can be anything through social media or anything of that nature. Okay. And I feel like even though they had your information through social media or whatever, you weren't really expecting this, or you weren't expecting it so soon. So that's rather nice. So very interesting, group one. I like that a lot. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below if you need a private read. Yeah, I love this. It's very true. You know, how we respond can make a whole avalanche of difference, for sure, in every way, shape, or form. Just like when these people call and contact you, let them get all their feelings out and everything they want to say, so you then can issue a proper response, having all the information, you know, because I feel like that's how we master a conversation. We let people be revealing through what they say first, you know, then you can feel the intensity of their attraction or what's going on or what they really want. If we're so busy thinking about what we're going to say or our reaction, we're not hearing everything that they're saying, right? So we need to be careful with that. So now we're on to 7 of Earth. Oh, this is beautiful. So you got the self-love card. This is so important because, as we know, love for ourselves is necessary to love other people. You've seen all those people in movies, you know, we always have that super bitchy girlfriend or whatever, or wife, where, you know, they have a lot of self-loathing, so they're horrible to everybody. They're usually like the antagonist of all the movies, and it's quite funny because in every romantic comedy you have that. You just have this person that's utterly obsessed with themselves, but they're not a loving person, and that's part of it. We have to learn to love ourselves. So as the old saying goes, you can't love somebody until you love yourself. It's super true. The most important goal that we can achieve in this physical dimension is loving ourselves unconditionally. Okay, it's a tough one where, you know, we are the people who knows all our dark secrets, our faults, our shortcomings, you know, but it's easy to see the good in other people because we don't know anybody but ourselves inside and out, right? And usually when you meet people, they don't come out and present you with a list of 10 things of horrible thoughts they've had or deeds, right? Because we might switch that opinion of them, right? People put their best foot forward. But we know sometimes in our head, when our ego takes over, we're just feeling a little negative or judgmental of other people, we can feel bad, right? So do we really think we're the only person that is not worthy of love, right? A lot of people do that at times in their life, but then they sort of release that because they realize our soul is perfect, our human shell is imperfect, right? And so is everybody else's. So the quality of love that we give out is only as good as the quality of love that we have for ourselves. So we got to stop shortchanging the world by not loving ourselves with the same intensity that we do to others. Sure, we've all made mistakes, but we've learned from them, and that's what progress and spiritual evolution is all about. Love your weakness as much as your strength, because they are your teachers. Now, in terms of this, when it comes to people coming in, don't be surprised that they're calling you. Why would you doubt that somebody would want to connect with you and think you're great and what this call might be about? Oh, interesting. So 9 of Cups. So I feel like this is somebody you met at a social event. I feel like you've met them at a wedding. You met them at your school. You met them somewhere at some casual event, maybe a bar, going out, dancing, anything like that. And it was like a casual thing, and you guys kind of struck it up, and they were like, "Can I have your number?" And it's one of those things that was kind of like in your mind, but you had half forgotten about it because it has been a while. It's been weeks and weeks. So it's one of those things where, oh, you know, I guess that the connection wasn't really there, but time had taken them away from being able to really connect. They were in some kind of fix where they just didn't have a chance, but then they just started thinking about you, and boom, there's the call. So this 5 of Wands, yeah, see, they were conflicted. There was stuff going on. There was stuff in their place of business or in their home that was kind of keeping them away from connecting to you. So I feel right now too with this card, what is this? The 18. This is the Moon. So this is, yeah, that was the unseen problems. They had involuntary and voluntary changes, and they weren't trusting their own gut too. They were having a wobbly moment. They thought, oh, how can I connect with somebody while I have all this craziness going on in my house and or around me? I mean, this can't be a great time, to connect, but they're just going to text you right out of the blue. That's really, really cool. Yeah, see, and Ten of Wands, it's like they have a passion for you and they want to go out exploring. They're not going to be inundated by schedules or anything like that. So it's going to be nice, and I feel like it's going to be a text, and or they're going to come on your IG or something and just pop in a hi, how are you doing? And it'll make you feel good because you almost feel like they had forgotten about you. However, they hadn't. We know what it's like, right? Sometimes we go through these things where we have turmoil in our family or elsewhere or anywhere else, and we're like, no, I just don't. I don't have the chutzpah or the the time to do this, really the patience, because we have to slow down and we have to be able to really have a hold on our emotions and where they're going when we connect with somebody, right? And again, I'm hearing for this group too, really listen, slow down and listen to everything they say so you can hear all the nuances. Don't be concerned about what you think you have to say, because they really want to express something to you. And so I feel like the devil's in the details. When we slow down and we really listen, we're going to be able to hear this. And I just want to see one more message for what's going on with them. Yeah, unity. You understand that love shared with another is amplified and has a ripple effect across the universe. I just love that message. This is just one more message for number 2. That, yeah, it's like sometimes we just have to start to think of somebody, and, it is that little ripple effect. It ties in with that beautifully, because it's like an echo, and if we're really listening and we're tuned into somebody, we can hear it, and we know they're thinking about us and they're thinking of us in wellness and connectivity to them. So that's really beautiful energy, group 2. So yeah, get ready for that, either that little nudge on Instagram or Facebook, but I feel like that might be a text as well, because they did have your digits. So love and light to you. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below if you need a private read or anything. So now we are on to the 7 of air, and we're going to see what your magic is. Forgiveness. So you're now able to activate the power of love in order to heal past hurts. And this is really important because nothing is more distracting. I'm just going to speak from experience. If I'm angry with somebody, it's like, as a fire sign, it takes over my whole intellect aura, my whole space, and I can actually exhaust myself. It's really weird. My body doesn't like anger, and I will have to take a nap, or I'll have to be isolated or get away. So forgiveness always makes us lighter. It helps our digestion, our mental clarity, all of those things, because forgiveness is the cornerstone of love. And to be fully aligned in this power, it requires complete forgiveness of ourselves, of others. We may find it hard to accomplish because of our ego, letting go because of our ego. So we need to get in the driver's seat. If we can't forgive, it's the ego holding on to all the past hurts and not being in control. So forgiveness will remove our blockages, and the causes of emotional distress, because when we hang on to whatever judgment, hate, all those things, it does cause emotional distress, and it makes us distracted as well. So it allows the love energy to work through us. So by forgiving, we're not only excusing, we're not only not excusing or condoning a particular behavior, but instead we're willing to understand the lesson that's being presented to us. We're not necessarily obliged to reconcile, but we can forgive and choose not to involve ourselves with that person or situation again, right? Forgive and forget is a misnomer. We shouldn't be forgetting that we learned a lesson in that, but bless the experience, because we have to remember that we learned from it, right? And when we forgive, we open ourselves up to positive and loving experiences the universe wants to bestow on us, because now there is room for them in the space formerly taken up by babysitting those horrible and toxic feelings that just can reside there. And I feel like that's one of your breakthrough things that you're understanding right now. And when we do that, some of the blockages are people connecting with us. The universe says, hey, they're ready. Bob, Karen, Susan, they're ready for this person to connect with them, and they're going to receive the information good. They're not hanging on to anything. They're not harboring ill will or feelings. And sometimes when we feel like we've been crossed or done over, it's hard, because look at the Ace of Swords. Yeah, see, new beginning, new energy, new I feel like I like this card over here. I don't even know if that's a knight. Pretty sure that's Knight of Pentacles. But anyway, I'm already starting to get a message with this. Oh, yeah. And the Four of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this particular person, funnily enough, this is somebody, there's two different groupings in here. I'm hearing a message. This is actually an ex This is funny. This is the new person, but this is actually an ex that's coming back in, and they either want closure and they want to apologize because I feel like quite a few of you have got screwed over, cheated on, or something not great happened. And with this breakup, it left heavy feelings. So what they want to do is they want to call and they want to rectify the situation and they want to apologize. And some of them still have passion for you and they're hoping to reopen that door by offering you something of value, a new start, a new person that is them. So be very wary and careful, because some of these, sometimes people just break up because of their lack of communication. So in that case, you can always try again. And they want to offer you something that's of value, which is their time, a new way to do things as well. Very interesting. And some of these, this is a family member that's trying to connect with you, and I think they'll do it through social media. I feel like it's just a relative that you haven't spoken to a long time, maybe a cousin, maybe a brother, sister, and or aunt and uncle that you haven't spoken to in a long time, and they reconnect with you on Facebook or something. They just like one of your things and comment on it, and you're like, wow, I almost forgot about that relative into that moment, because for whatever, our families get very enlarged and they move out and they spread out all over the place, and we don't hear from them for some time, but you're going to hear from this person. You realize how much you like them and miss them, so you're going to open a dialogue, which is really nice, and maybe you'll spend some time together this summer. We never know, right? It was like, I remember one time just connecting with my cousin. She was coming to town from California, and she's like, by the way, I'm going to be at Uncle Barry's house, and we ended up having a mini family reunion. It was fantastic. So always look out for those things, look out for people in your message box trying to connect with you, because I feel like you're going to feel really good for reconnecting with this relative. And for some of you with this ex too, you're going to have clarity. You either may want to accept their apology or understand that there can be change and healing to be done, and or just have closure for them apologizing to you, which is really beautiful as well. So great energy, you guys. Yeah, very beautiful recovery kind of stage, and realizing, once we decide that to treat people well and to give them a little bit of our time and to communicate with them and see how they're doing, we take ownership of every kind of aspect of that, of forgiveness, of connectivity, of everything, because our spiritual journey is all about expressing ourselves in the most lovely way with all those people that come into our sphere, whether they're relatives, whether they're exes, whether they're workmates, to let them know, listen, I'm happy to have you in my life, or I was happy to have you in my life. That no longer works for me. We can be quite toxic to one another, but bless you for who you are, especially in terms of exes, and or I'm willing to have another try and have some discussions and see if we can work this out another way, but we have to be committed to doing it a better way, a more grounded way. And or with the relative, I'm so blessed to have you as a relative. Let's reconnect and have a little time. I love sitting like on an old porch with a relative, just reminiscing about like when we were small and stuff. That's really fun to do with cousins, right? Okay, so love and light to this group. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below if you need a private read, if you want to come see my Etsy store, if you'd like to come see me on Instagram at sparquist11. I also have this great service called Instantgo, where you can go on and get a text inspired tarot answer, because I do my tarot cards, I take pictures of them, and then I give you an answer for like one question, 2 questions, and I love that service. I've built up so many great relationships over there. Like, I have several people that I talk to all throughout the week, if they're going through relationship, job, family issues, whatever it is, it's like I'm more than happy to help out. So come see me over there. Love and light, you guys.